Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Look Back. This is a series of videos that I do that I take a look at reviews I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago and tell you what I think about the games now, if I think about them at all. So let's start with 20 years ago. I reviewed Terra. Terra is a game from Days of Wonder, and I gave it a 6.5, but I'm really dropping it to a 5. At the time, I was kind of like, this is kind of an interesting idea. It's about saving the Earth. It's a cooperative game, except everyone can lose because there's kind of one way. It's the first, I think, semi-co-op game I played, and it shows me how much these games really don't work. And I know every time I say it, there's people like, no, they really do work. This one doesn't. Ice Lake. This is like a drawing and you're skating around on ice. It's a cute idea, 6.5. And Kathai. This is a game from Adlung Spiel. Now, they're not as popular today. I'm not even sure. I haven't played an Adlung Spiel game in probably a decade. But they had these little tiny card boxes and all the cards. It was like a full game in it. They had some pretty impressive games. This was an interesting one, a little trading game that I thought was pretty neat considering how small the whole thing was, 7 out of 10. All right, 10 years ago, I reviewed Mission Combat. This was from Smiling Monster Games. They're probably best known for originally making Cabo before Bezier bought it from them. This is an interesting little back-and-forth quick knife fight card game, 7 out of 10. Mr. Card Game. Now, this is built on the Kingdom of Loathing online game, which I used to play pretty heavily. Now I play it very rarely. With stick artwork, it looks kind of stupid, but the game itself was pretty decent, 7.5. Asante, I reviewed. This is the sequel to Jumbo, and in fact, it's the same game as Jumbo, just has completely different cards, and you can mix and match them. There's a few minor rules. Jumbo's probably the slightest bit better, but it really doesn't matter. They're both excellent games, 8 out of 10. And then Targi, this two-player area control game. What an amazing game. Fantastic, 8.5. You want to play a worker placement game for 2 people, this is the game. All right, 5 years ago, I reviewed a game called Clickbait, where you're writing a slogan with some dice that you're rolled. Not a very good party game. 5 out of 10. Roll and Wall. It's about climbing up a wall. The idea sounds interesting, but it's not a very good game. 5 out of 10. Ratland. Ratland's an interesting game in which you're picking, like, am I going to attack this person? Am I going to attack this? Am I going to be defensive? I'm going to go do this. Kind of like a simultaneous placement game. There's some interesting ideas, but I don't think there's enough for a complete game. 6 out of 10. Gravity Superstar is a dumb little dumb game that you think looks dumb, and it works. It really does. Because you're just moving around a board, but the gravity is going to change. So you might fall upward and move this way. It has a nice video game feel to it. 7 out of 10. And then Heroes Welcome. This is a game where you're running a town and the heroes are coming in and loading up on gear before they go to dungeons. There's several games that do this. This one does it in a very nice way. Very enjoyable, pleasant game I found to be. 7.5. And then last year I reviewed Marvel Age of Heroes. This is the Marvel version of Lords of Waterdeep. And folks, I gotta tell you, I was really pumped about it because I like the Marvel theme and I like Lords of Waterdeep. 5 out of 10. Just isn't that good of a game. It's very unfortunate. This game, there's just not enough options to do. There's just not enough good things. I reviewed Spacecraft. This is from Grana Games. I thought I would like this one more than I did. Again, it looked great about building a spacecraft, and it's fine. You're just trying to collect different things, but at the end of the day, I was like, it's not that great. 6 out of 10. And then Exit the Game, Kids, Jungle of Riddles. This is an exit game for kids. I think it works really well. It's not as good as the Unlock for Kids. That's phenomenal. But this is a nice little change. Although the Exit the Game for Kids, this is for very young kids. You're just trying to figure out what's missing and some puzzles that you do. So 7 out of 10. There you go, folks. Those are reviews I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time.